Good afternoon, we will present you a video about human rights in the employment relationship.
To begin with, what are human rights? They are a set of principles concerned with equality and fairness. Every area of human activity is covered by them and includes civil and political rights. Another name for them is fundamental rights, and are characterized by rights inherent to all human beings. Just by being human, we all have this right. Rights related to human dignity. They are not necessarily specific to the workplace or labor context, and it's pertinent in any different context: family, political, social, educational.
There are three main legal sources of human rights. The most important ones are the universal sources from the United Nations, introduced after the Second World War to ensure peace and security and promote development. The UDHR are introduced in 1948. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights exists since 1966, and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights also exists since 1966. Furthermore, there are two European sources to protect the human rights. The first ones are the ECHR, introduced in 1950, 2 years after the UDHR. There are also new ones, the CFRAU, since 2012. There is a European Court of Human Rights, COE short, which are in charge of the evaluation of the situation of these rights for members of the European Union, located in Luxembourg. On the lowest level, there are also domestic sources, which are, for example, in Spain, the Constitution. They are introduced in 1978.
Why are human rights important for employment purposes? Employers have a legal responsibility to make sure that everyone who works for them is treated fairly and with respect. Therefore, employees are protected from discrimination in the workplace by law. All types of employer and employment relationships are covered under these laws. There are some human rights specifically designed for this area that are freedom of association, which is the right to form and to join trade unions for the protection of his interests, the right to strike, the right to work, and the right to collective bargaining. Even though some human rights are not employment specific, they also need to be considered. The right to equal treatment and non-discrimination, the right of freedom of thought and belief, the right of privacy, the right of freedom of speech, and the right to effective legal protections.
Can a human right be restricted? Sometimes human rights can be limited in order to ensure other rights. According to the CFREU, the proportionality test is a tool that evaluates this. All rights are subject to the principle of proportionality, which means that limitations are only made if they are legitimate, objective, adequate, necessary, and proportional.
Thank you for watching this video. We were Lea, Lorena and Salomé.